For anyone who's faced cancer, hearing the word remission is everything. It's the finish line you've been fighting to cross. But what happens after that? Well, it turns out the period after successful treatment is its own critical and often totally hidden battleground. Today, we're diving into the science of stopping cancer from ever coming back. All right, so let's get right into it. When a scan comes back with no evidence of disease, that feels like the story's over, right? But as we're about to see, it's really the beginning of a whole new chapter, one that's all about a hidden threat lurking in the background. And this is the huge question that is driving a whole new wave of cancer research. Because even though the main tumor might be gone, the real fight for long-term survival, that's often just getting started. You know, what's so important to understand is what remission actually means scientifically. It doesn't mean every last cancer cell in your body has been wiped out. It just means the number of them has dropped so low that our best, most advanced scanners can't see them anymore. But the seeds for a potential comeback can absolutely still be there. So who are these cells that hang around? Well, they're not your average run-of-the-mill cancer cells. No, these are a very special kind of super survivor, and they are the #1 culprit when cancer comes back. And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. See, on the left, you've got your bulk tumor cells. Chemo and radiation are actually really good at killing these guys. But on the right, those are the cancer stem cells, or CSCs. Think of them as the tumor's commandos, its elite special forces. They survive the treatment because they've built these incredibly powerful antioxidant shields. And they are the ones that can lay dormant and then cause a recurrence months or even years down the road. But, and this is where the story takes a fascinating turn, what if that incredible strength, that powerful defensive shield, was also their biggest weakness? It's a fantastic paradox, and it's the key to a whole new strategy. Okay, this quote might look a little dense, but it is the scientific heart of this entire idea. Let me translate. Basically, because these cancer stem cells are so obsessed with, so addicted to their antioxidant defenses, they create this very specific internal environment. And that environment makes them extremely uniquely vulnerable to the exact opposite kind of attack, what's called oxidative damage. So to put it really simply, the very same shield they build to protect themselves from our best treatments also paints a giant glowing bullseye right on their backs. It's a classic textbook Achilles heel. Let's just walk through this one more time because it's so cool. Step 1, the CSCs build that antioxidant shield to survive chemo. Step 2, that shield totally changes their internal chemistry. And then step 3, the big breakthrough. That new chemistry makes them total sitting ducks for a very specific kind of attack. So, if these super survivor cells have an Achilles heel, what's the arrow you can shoot at it? Well, the research we're exploring today introduces a compound that's designed to be that exact arrow. It's called high-ozonide oil, or HOO for short. And to really get a sense of the problem this is trying to solve, just look at this chart. This shows the antioxidant level in an actual cancer patient. Now, the normal range is somewhere between 2,200 and 2,800. This person's level was over 8,000. I mean, that's just off the charts. Their entire system was being dominated by the cancer's defense shield. That's the crazy imbalance that needs to be fixed. So, how does this HOO actually launch its attack? Well, it's a pro-oxidant, so it's designed to just completely overwhelm that antioxidant shield. It zeroes in on the cancer cell's broken little energy factories, their mitochondria, and basically flips a self-destruct switch called apoptosis. And here's the most important part. It's a targeted strike. Your normal, healthy cells, they're resistant. They're left alone. Okay, so the theory is elegant. It's clever. But a cool theory is one thing. The only question that really matters for any new strategy is simple. Does it actually work in real people? So let's look at the evidence. The clinical study we're looking at followed 115 cancer patients who used this strategy, and the results were pretty amazing. They showed significantly improved survival rates. And we're not talking about just a flash in the pan. The researchers followed these people for 4 years. 4 years. That demonstrates that these benefits were durable. They were long-lasting. Now, for all you data geeks out there, check out this p-value, less than 0.00001. For everybody else, let me translate. That means the chance of this result, this drop in relapse rates being some random fluke, is practically 0. This is a real, statistically significant effect. But numbers are one thing. Let's bring this back to our real human story. This is a case study of a 76-year-old man with prostate cancer. He'd gone through radiation, but it didn't work. His tumor was still there. So he started the HOO therapy. 18 months later, his scans showed the tumor was completely gone, vanished. Now, there is a hugely important detail here. This isn't just about any old ozonized oil. The concentration is everything. As this chart makes crystal clear, the low ozonide stuff just didn't cut it. To get these powerful results, the study found you need the high ozonide oil with a concentration over 700. The specific formulation is absolutely key. So where does all of this leave us? What does it all point to? Well, it suggests a whole new pillar of cancer care, a proactive survivorship strategy that kicks in the very moment a patient hits remission. And I want to be 100% clear about this. This is designed to be a complementary approach. It is meant to be used alongside, never, ever as a replacement for standard oncological care, follow-up scans, and any other therapies prescribed by your doctor. So the big picture goal of a maintenance therapy like this is to totally change the battlefield inside the body. You want to keep constant oxidative pressure on any of those hiding cancer stem cells. You want to calm down the inflammation that can help them grow, and you want to prevent the low oxygen conditions that can wake them up. It's really about making the body a deeply unwelcome home for cancer to ever return to. Which leaves us with one last really powerful question to think about. For decades, almost all the focus has been on that initial, brutal battle against the tumor. But maybe, just maybe, the next great leap forward in cancer care will be defined by how we learn to strategically and proactively win the peace that comes after.